stage, Dana Loesch.
That intro from a man that I like to refer to as Jim Czar Killer Hoft. Van Jones, that's all I'm gonna say, Van Jones. I can't touch that. I can't touch that at all. God bless you, St. Louis. This feels good to be here. A year ago today, we were in Kiener Plaza, 10,000 strong. And for those who say that this movement and that your passion has died down at all, wow, are they wrong? Are they wrong? It's so good to see you here, and I got to give a quick shout out to some people. And I'm going to be brief because I know y'all are hungry and it's dusky. Beautiful weather, though. I appreciate so much every single person who has come out to everything that has been going, all the rallies, petitioning, going to Jeff City, everyone who has taken an initiative to make a sign, to make a call, to send an email. God bless all of you for doing that, all of you. And it should go without saying that I mean that even that much more for any man or woman that's put on the uniform of this country and gone to secure our freedoms overseas. During this past year, I have been so blessed to meet so many wonderful people. Obviously, Jim Hoft, who runs the most popular conservative political blog in this country, nay, the world. Michelle Moore, who does Smart Girl Politics, a traditional life lived. She's also my fantasy UFC tag team partner, should they ever have a women's league. Jay Stewart and Stephanie Rubach. Jay, who is absolutely amazing, and he brings such great perspective, and Stephanie, who I would bet on any day of the week. Gina Loudon, who's somewhere behind me, who has been a friend to me in homeschooling and just understands the persecution of conservative women. I mean, you all know, I know all you ladies out here know, and I know you faced it before, from a lot of these open-minded liberal men that love diversity but hate conservative women. And I gotta say a big thank you to Bill Hennessy, because this man has a military precise strategy. And he's one of the few people that I've ever met that can look at something for 5 seconds and break down strategy in his head. The man is God's gift to St. Louis. Say I take this mic, I want to run with it. A year ago, you know what, tax day this year is, it's a little weightier than it was last year, is it not? Because what we have now is health control legislation that is going to be subsidized from the sweat off your brow. We have $52 billion in new taxes coming down on small business, ladies and gentlemen. How many of y'all are small business owners? I know my sweet husband back here, he's a small business owner, and I watched how excited he was to go out in his community, create jobs, improve the area. What do you think happens when you start slamming taxes, unnecessary, egregious, overreaching, overspending, reckless taxes on the engine of this economy? No job creation, higher unemployment, unbelievable. And these are the people running our Congress. They don't get it. They don't look at it like this. Not only do we have that, but now all of us who make under $200,000 are going to have millions in taxes socked to us now under this health control law, because they're doing away with deductions for medical expenses. A huge chunk of deductions for medical expenses. Who do you think that's going to hit more? What did they say about conservatives, saying you guys are using scare tactics to scare those who are ill or to scare the elderly? All the while, these demons were creating a piece of legislation that was going to penalize the most precious among our society by taking away their hard-earned dollars, making it impossible for them to procure their own care. It's infuriating. We are at a crossroads right now, St. Louis. We're making that difficult transaction from protest to action. It's difficult. It's hard work. But I know, I can tell by looking out at this crowd that you all are ready, hard, willing for hard work. Not only have you lasted since last year, but we have increased our numbers. This isn't a movement anymore. This isn't a fringe anymore. This is the general public. This is America. It is American to want to stick to the Constitution. It is American to honor God. It is American to want to keep that which you have worked so hard for. You've heard from a lot of fantastic activists. You've heard Bill Hennessy talk about doing block captains. You're not going to be out there alone. You're going to have a ton of people out there with you. But that's how it is. Just as the disciples spread the faith, we got to get out there and we got to spread the conservative message. And you do that by making friends with your neighbors, by getting involved in your community. That's the best way to do it. We have our block captains, and we also need to remember our state sovereignty issues, and we need to keep the heat on our lawmakers to make sure that they reaffirm our 10th Amendment rights under this Constitution. That's why we need to make sure that this Healthcare Freedom Act becomes law. Why did you all get into this fight? Why did you all decide to get into this fight? Absolutely. It's important to you. I got into this fight because of two little boys that I have right back here. One of them has allergies. His eyes are all puffy. And my husband. I was looking at my kids and I'm thinking, what did I bring you into? I'm looking around at the policies that are coming down from this administration. They're talking about regulating everything from talk radio to the internet. Now we have cap and tax where Uncle Sam is going to be busting up into your house telling you that before you can sell your home, you have to have Energy Star certified appliances, because that's the most important thing right now. Exactly. The windows, the appliances, everything. It has to meet Uncle Sam's approval. And we all know that Uncle Sam has been perfect in everything he's done, right? Don't you find it ironic, the same people who are sitting here telling you to give them control of your health care, they busted Social Security. Look at everything that they've touched. Exactly. Stole it as well. It was in Al Gore's lockbox. That's where it went. I got into this fight because I wanted to make the world better for my kids, because I'm not working as hard as I work to pay somebody else's way. I'm working as hard as I work because of my kids. That's why I'm doing this. That's why y'all are out here doing this. I did not give birth to my children so they could be enslaved by a socialistic administration. I didn't. We're at that crossroads, and we're deciding what is important to us and how important it is to us. And honestly, patriots, I tell you what, as long as we're on the right side of God, you succeed. As long as we remember and we stay on the right side of Him, we ain't got nothing to worry about. You've heard the action call. You've heard the need for boots on the ground. Are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to get out there in your community? You know, the liberals, they've been doing this for decades, and maybe, you know what? So what if we've only been doing this for a year? We are passionate because we have more to lose. We have the love of our families, and we're not going to let this Constitution be shredded. That's what it's going to take. Are you willing to get out there with me? Are you willing to go door to door and talk to your neighbors? Are you willing to send out an email? Are you willing to keep the heat on your lawmakers? Are you willing to give honor to those men and women who have put those uniforms on and gone to secure your right to protest to make sure that the Constitution is still here when they get back? Are you willing, St. Louis, to do just a quarter of what our founding fathers have done? If you are, join us now. We're taking back this country. We're celebrating this fall. Thank you.